Hey, Jerry Kennedy here with the rest of the IT guys, and we are going to talk about Outlook. What? Outlook? Everybody knows how to send an email. Yes, that is true. I believe you. But Outlook is a lot more than just email. You also have other programs like contacts and calendars and tasks. So we're going to talk a little bit about that other functionality, and we get a lot of phone calls here about emails. And mostly the calls we get are, I didn't get an email that was sent to me. Or I'm getting way too many emails that I don't even want to get. Or I accidentally deleted an email and can you get it back for me? So things like these. So the other guy's going to talk about some of that functionality, but I'm not going to talk about something we get a lot of phone calls on. I'm going to talk about something we get very few phone calls on. But when we do, it's usually fairly devastating to the person. So check this out. Hopefully it helps. Hey, wanted to show you something that's kind of interesting, and it may save you a little consternation in the future if it ever does happen to you. And what that has to do is when you're typing a new email and you type in a few letters, you notice that names pop up here. So I'm going to talk about why these pop up and what happens when they don't pop up and things like that. But before I get into all that, I did want to show you something just real quick. Okay, look down here in the bottom right corner where it says trying to connect. This is because I'm not at the office. I'm outside of the office and Outlook will not connect. So the question is, how do you make Outlook connect? Well, a lot of you already know this answer. You use VPN. So you can come down here on your network connector. Right there, and we'll open that up. I will click on my VPN and I will click connect. Now here you'll see my username, the same one I sign into my PC with, and my password that I use to sign in every day. Now my password changes every 6 months, as does yours, and when your password changes, this password here will also have to change, otherwise you won't be able to VPN. I'm going to hit connect. It says registering and verifying, and now I am VPN'd. Alright, take a look down here in the bottom right hand corner. It says connected to Microsoft Outlook. Alright, so let's jump back into what we wanted to talk about today. So here we go. We create a new email. You all know this. You type a letter or two and you get a whole list of people that satisfy those letters that you've typed in. I typed an M, so every email, every name that starts with an M, first name or last name, shows up in this list. Now, here's something else. If you find a person that's no longer, this email is not valid anymore, it doesn't exist, and you don't want it to pop up in this list, just simply click on the X right there, and that person is gone. It'll never show up in that list again unless you retype that email. This list is basically a history of all the emails you've ever typed. And it's very convenient. But a warning to you, one day it may not be there. And so what will happen with people that you need to send emails to? Well, don't worry. I'm going to tell you how to get around all that. Now notice that I type M, I get that. If I type another letter, now I'm starting to limit to only names that have the letters M and B in it. So I have Melissa Brockhouse, Mike Bond, Mike Brunson, Mike Burris. If I was to click R, another R, MBR, now it's limited to just Melissa Brockhouse or Mike Brunson. If I want to make sure that this is unique and that Outlook knows exactly the right person to pick, I'll just get another letter that makes it. There we go. MBRO is enough characters so that I can click send, and this email would go to Melissa Brockhouse. So what happens, I'm going to come down to Mike Burris, and I'm going to delete him from this list. Now when I type MBU, I'm going to get rid of her. So now, I'll back that up. I've got MB and I got all my MBs. I'm going to type MBU because I want Mike Burris. And he's not there. Can I still send him an email even though it doesn't pop up? Absolutely. I'll just type in a subject and a message. And I'll hit send. And that email went to Mike Burris. I can go into my sent items and look, and there's the email that I just sent. Okay, back to my inbox. Now if I do a new email, since I've typed it once, now I can type MBU, and there he is. He's back in my history list. So I just wanted to show you that even though you type a few letters and it doesn't show up, it still goes to the person. Now, where does this get its information from? Well, up here on the address book, if you click that, you notice over here under address book we have a drop down list, and you have a whole bunch of address lists. So you have the global address list. That's everybody at Roland Machinery and all the groups that we've created. And then you have your contacts list. These are all the people that you've personally added, usually people outside of the company. There never ever needs to be anybody inside the company, inside your contact list, because they already live right here in the global address list. So whenever you type letters into your to, it goes and searches your global address list and your contact list. So if I was to type in here something that didn't live in either place and try to hit send, Microsoft's going to gripe at me, or Outlook is going to say, hey, this doesn't look like an email address and I don't know who this person is. So you can rest assured, if you don't see this, Outlook is going to figure out who you want to send it to and send it. Now, names that don't show up in here don't show up because I've never typed them before. But if I have typed them, they will show up here. So I could have a contact in my contact list I've never typed before, type in enough letters for Outlook to be able to figure out who I wanted to go to, and even though it does not pop up in the list, it will be sent to them like I demonstrated earlier. So what would you do if you come up here and you start typing letters and nothing shows up? So on the one hand, we have a nice little interface here where we can type a letter or two. We get all these people that I can choose from, and this is very convenient. I never have to type out the whole email because this list remembers it. But on the other hand, occasionally, for whatever reason, and we don't even know why, this list sometimes disappears. And when I've gotten the call, people have had months and maybe years of people that they've been emailing to that have been populated to this list, and now the list is gone and they don't remember the person's email, and there's no way to recover it. So how can we avoid this in the future? Well, the easy way is you take everybody that sends you an email that you want to send emails to regularly and add them to your contact list. Put your mouse over the person's name, where their email address is, right click, left click out to add Outlook contacts, and save and close, and ta-da, they've been added to your contacts list. This one is filed as golf, so it will be under the G's. Wherever you file it, it will be under that letter. So down here on the bottom left, I can choose to go to mail, calendar, contacts. You've all seen that. Also, if you want to just drag this down, you can do that, and you have more room for stuff here. And now they're just pictures down here. So I'll go to my contacts. I will click on the G, and there's that Golf Revolution. And I will never lose this. It will always be here. I could always send this person an email. I'm going to raise this back up. Click back on my mail. So just a reminder. This list of names that pops up here is very convenient, but don't count on it. Someday it may be gone. If you want to always have this person's email address remembered somewhere, put it in your contacts folder. So consider yourself warned. Have an awesome day.